First semi-final of the day is here, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, JANZELOT versus ISMOO. Best out of 5. Pre-bans are in. Oliver and the Chi-Tang Deshane.
Interesting that JANZELOT has chosen to pre-ban the Oliver and not one of ISMOO's threatening light dark units. And ISMOO flashing that dark vanilla, pure vanilla cookie once again.
Yes. ISMOO picking up that Praha first unit. JANZELOT responding with a cigar and the Masha for first and second unit.
That's a really early cigar pick, the Wind and Bison, but actually he does counter the Praha really nicely by stripping and resetting her cooldowns. So a nice pick nevertheless.
ISMOO picking up that Juno and the Shizuka. JANZELOT responding with the Ragdoll and the Moor. Okay, what are you?
Oh yes, the Moor to set up. Actually, I'm not really sure about that Moor pickup. He is a water elemental unit which synergizes nicely against ISMOO's elements, but there's not really anything following up after the Moor apart from the cigar. But I do like the Ragdoll with all the 2 oracles are critting. If they choose to use predictive future, yeah, usually on 100 or 85 crit rate, then JANZELOT might be able to steal a turn.
There we go. ISMOO picking up Tessarion and Miles for his final 2 units, and he has locked them in. JANZELOT with the last slot brings out that Leo, locks it in.
Wow, I am liking the Leo pickup. It does counter his own units, the Masher and the Moor, a little bit. It also counters ISMOO's unit really nicely. I think he's signaling that he's going to ban out the Tessarion because the Tessarion does incredibly well against most of JANZELOT's draft. But ISMOO, he's probably going to ban out that Leo.
Here we go. Bans are coming in any moment now. One player is taking their time to consider their best option moving forward. Tessarion and Leah get the bans. Leader skills are about to be locked in. We got the speed lead and the HP lead. Here we go. Semi-finals set number 1. Best out of 5. JANZELOT versus ISMOO. First turn going to ISMOO with the Miles. A spin grab shot, possibly. Strip and stunner unit.
Indeed, as expected, ISMOO had the speed lead, and of course Miles usually is on really high speed, but at the same time JANZELOT has that Ragdoll to try and cut in by giving his team attack bar.
There we go, Ryu with the rolling oh, uses skill 1, stuns that Miles with the skill 1. Juno not looking too good right now with that defense break and damage that came from Masha.
You know what, that was some interesting speed tuning from JANZELOT. The fact that Cigar, the Wind and Bison moved before his Wateroo/Moor. It would have been better to have the Moor moving first, but it didn't matter because, of course, Cigar didn't have much, you know, there wasn't immunity on most of ISMOO's team anyway.
There we go, Juno dealing some damage onto that Cigar. Shizuka about to take a turn. Takes a turn onto herself. Miles with the skill 1. Oh, dealing some good damage with that skill 1. Praha with all her skills available. She goes for the heal, lands the sleep on the Cigar. Gets an additional turn.
Do you know what? I'm really favoring ISMOO's position right now because he has the Praha sustain, he has the Miles to just continue doing fixed damage that counters the Ragdoll and the Masher really nicely. It's just a really nice draft overall from ISMOO, whereas Moor, I mean, he's decent against those elements, but he doesn't...
Yeah, there we go. Praha with the skill 1 and 2. There we go. Another additional turn from the Praha onto the Masha, dismounting her.
Okay, here we go. The Cigar is looking very unhealthy at the moment. ISMOO is going to want to continue focusing down the Cigar, but Ragdoll might eliminate some of his units before he manages to do that.
There we go. Right with the skill 1. Stun on the Praha. That is huge. Shizuka, skill 1. Goes onto the Cigar. Gets an additional turn. Will she do past life spell on herself or another unit, or bring someone back from the dead?
Well, I think there's a couple of options. She could have brought back that Juno for skill 1 potentially to take out the Cigar, but now actually JANZELOT is looking really, really mighty indeed, and if Masha manages some crits against those water units, it's going to be rough for ISMOO.
There we go. Ryu with the stun again with the skill 1 onto Miles. The provoke on the Shizuka from the Cigar coming. Masha, will you crit? Oh, takes out that Miles. Ryu skill 1 into Shizuka, doesn't matter. JANZELOT looking very healthy with 4 units.
Wow, incredible performance from JANZELOT. I wasn't sure about his draft, but it didn't matter. Ragdoll was so well run, it did so much damage, taking out each of ISMOO's units turn by turn.
Yeah, we talked a lot about JANZELOT earlier on and Ragdoll being an absolute diamond for him, and now we saw there as well a lot of focus there from ISMOO onto the Cigar rather than other kind of units. Do you think it was a big factor there at all, Baus?
Yeah, I do think Cigar actually did really well to keep resetting those attack bars, landing some provokes, disrupting the rest of the team from ISMOO. And although I really liked ISMOO's draft in general, it wasn't enough. It was always going to be a tight game when you have Bruiser against Bruiser. It might depend on procs, resistance, and in the end, JANZELOT was able to bring it home.
Yeah, ISMOO now experiencing his first loss of this competition today, his first set, which is only a set, however, bit of a kink in his armor there that could, it could open up quickly if he doesn't maintain it somehow and contain it too.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm curious if this actually gets into his head, or will he keep cool, calm, and collected going into that next match, which is very crucial for a comeback.
I think that's where experience plays volumes here as well. You guys might not agree. You might agree. Let us know who you think is still going to go all the way here, qualifying for finals in the chat. Is it ISMOO or JANZELOT? But ISMOO's been here. He's done it before. He's got himself through to finals. So I think if there's anyone capable, it's definitely going to be him. Let's jump into the next pick and ban. That was a quick one for JANZELOT. Let's see what happens in game 2.
Here we go, Summoners game set number 2. The pre-bans are in. We got the Shizuka and the Oliver getting the pre-ban.
Indeed, Oliver getting pre-banned all the time. No surprises about that. Oliver keeps on getting pre-banned in every game. JANZELOT and ISMOO both not fearing each other's oppressive light-dark units and more fearing those two elementals that are so dominant in this meta.
JANZELOT with the first pick, picking up that Praha, locking it in. ISMOO responding with a Masha for the first pick and yet to decide on his second unit.
That's a really early Praha pick, but I guess Praha has such a loaded skill set and synergizes quite nicely with his Ragdoll and of course with that Chitang Dashang that he's just decided to pick up.
There we go, ISMOO picking up that Dominic for the second unit, and then JANZELOT responding with the Juno and Chitang Dashang.
Oh, very nice. 2 strippers that allow his Chitang Dashang to land those debuffs. ISMOO decides, does he want to counter the Chitang Dashang via something like a Molly, or does he want to outspeed? And he goes for the outspeed route. Yeah,
ISMOO bringing up that Changpang and the Wunsa, and how will JANZELOT respond to that third and fourth unit?
Well, he has a couple of choices. He has the Ragdoll. Ragdoll is always a good pick in those situations where someone wants to compete for turn 1. But now he decides he doesn't want to go for the Ragdoll. He goes for something else.
There we go. ISMOO with the final pick. JANZELOT picking up that Kano and Vertihill for his 4th and 5th unit. JANZELOT sitting pretty with the 5 units. ISMOO 1 more unit to draft up.
I do like the Vertihill pick, a really strong counter against Wunsa. 45% chance, a little bit higher than Volantis' chance. Sorry, a little bit lower than Volantis' chance, 50%, but high indeed if it is on triple threat.
There we go, ISMOO picking up that Abilia for some sustain at the end, locks it in. What are the pre-bans, boss?
The bans are probably going to be the Abellio because Abellio hard counters all of JANZELOT's draft. For ISMOO's side, it's a tricky one, maybe the Vertihill.
Wunsa gets the ban, Vertihill gets the ban. Oh, resistance leads for JANZELOT, HP lead for ISMOO. Here we go. It is 1-0, JANZELOT with the advantage.
Okay.
Going into the game, Juno takes that first turn, goes for the strip, manages to strip 3 out of 4 units, goes with the predicted future to manage to strip that Abilio. Oh, Chitang Dashang with the Giant's Net goes and resets and pushes back the attack bars.
Yep, this is all going to be about procs, resistances, and all that stuff for ISMOO because JANZELOT has the aggression. He has all those AoEs, all those strips, and also it's going to be about whether Abellio manages to disrupt JANZELOT's combo because JANZELOT doesn't have a resetter. He has the control, but he cannot reset Abellio's cooldowns.
There we go. Chitang Dashang, skill 1 into Changpang, not stunning it. Oh, additional turn from Changpang. Serious matter, pushing back everyone's attack bar, possibly some increased cooldowns.
That was a huge proc from the Changpang. Violent Changpang being so clutch today. Today's match, if I was going to say it was one thing as the theme of today, it's Violent Chungpungs. Violent Chungpung means that ISMOO, this Dominic, might be able to take out a unit really, really soon.
Yes, that weakness shot from Dominic taking out that Praha. That is a big game changer possibly for ISMOO. Stun with the skill 1 from the Monkey onto the Dominic. Provoke. Oh, Abilio goes onto Kano, fails to stun him. Masha with the defense break, lands the decent. Oh, takes out Chi-Tang Dishang with that defense break.
I thought that was really good target selection from ISMOO, using his Dominant to take out the Praha rather than the Chi-Tang Dishang. Even though the Chi-Tang Dishang was on lower health, he knew that his Dominic had really nice artifacts and high attack, and there was enough with this, especially with the defense break with the Brand from skill 2 to take out that Praha, and he was able to take out the Chi-Tang Dishang subsequently with Masher anyway.
There we go. Saw that sword rank coming from Kano, landing some debuffs onto ISMOO, some stuns. Here we go. The stun comes out from Abilio onto Kano. Masha almost taking out that Kano. Kano not looking too healthy. Abilio, skill 1 goes for the heal. Oh, there we go. JANZELOT has conceded this match. It is 1-all.
JANZELOT conceding there and giving ISMOO the opportunity to get back into the competition, because it seemed to me there as well that ISMOO has gone into the match pretty stacked. Comparably, obviously he chose units well the first game, but in that particular set, it seemed that there was definitely a bit of impetus there. We had a lot of strong strippers as well, and his Masher was there as well. Bowser was looking very good, and he was there to make a statement, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I thought JANZELOT drafted incredibly well as well, and ISMOO did get fortunate with the proc from the Chungpung, that violent proc into the skill 3, which did such a huge swing in the game. But he also had his Abilio there that was always going to be a disruptor that hadn't kicked in at that point anyway. So things could have turned out around later, but the proc was really, really crucial. And yep, ISMOO levels things up, and he's looking very, very fearsome indeed now.
You talked about the violent Chungpung, I believe, in that last game. Killer, why is it such a great monster to have? Why is it such an impactful unit to have as well?
Well, if he gets an additional turn, which gets his skill 3 up, it pushes everyone's attack bars back to 0, giving ISMOO that chance to take another turn with all his 4 units.
There you go. There you go. There you have it, guys. It's 1-1 here going into the third set of this first semi-final matchup between ISMOO and JANZELOT. We're going to jump straight into this one and keep this party going. Whoever takes this next one is going to be going into the lead ahead of a game 4. So let's see what happens next.
Yes, exactly, Adam. It is a best out of 5, and it's 1-all, so it's still anyone's game. The pre-bans are in. We've got the Oliver and the Chi-Tang Dishang getting the pre-bans.
Oh, Oliver once again pre-ban, no surprises. I wonder if we're going to see no Olivers at all in this match. Well, it doesn't matter. That gives us some more variety of drafts and more interesting interactions, fewer speed leads, maybe more light dark units.
There we go. ISMOO picking up Praha for the first unit. JANZELOT responding with the Juno and the Cigar again for the first and second unit. ISMOO picking up the Masha and the Dominic for the second and third unit.
I really like that pickup of Masha and Dominic. Having both units in your arsenal to just kind of take out one of JANZELOT's units. JANZELOT looks like he's going for the AoE route, potentially, or just some kind of mixed route. He's going to have to think about how to deal with those Masher and Dominic.
Yeah, not much change with they drafting at the moment. JANZELOT picking up the Mars and the Kano. ISMOO picking up that Shizuka and one more slot to fill. What will it be?
I am liking those picks from JANZELOT. The Shizuka, always a solid pick, although there is the Juno on the field and the Cigar that disrupts the Shizuka. So I wonder if that's pre-signaling a ban on one of those 2 units.
ISMOO picking up Annabelle for the final unit. Very interesting. First time seeing Annabelle playing today. So that Annabelle has been locked in for the final unit on ISMOO. JANZELOT responds with a Diana for his final unit.
Wow, very interesting indeed. I'm liking all of these picks up so far. I'm wondering if Masha is going to be the ban with that Diana pick or not.
There we go. Diana gets the ban. The Shizuka gets the ban. ISMOO goes with the HP lead. JANZELOT goes with a bigger HP lead coming from that Kano. Few seconds till the match starts. ISMOO versus JANZELOT. It is 1-all. First turn goes to JANZELOT with the Miles. Goes onto the Masha, fails to stun her again.
Indeed, Miles only has 50% stun rate, and with accuracy resistant checks, he doesn't stun that often. So you can't rely on that, but you can rely on his strip a little bit more. That's such a fast Praha, by the way, from ISMOO, cutting in between the Miles and the other units.
There we go. Praha with the predicted future with the strip, following it up with a Violent Proc and a Daydream for the sleep on the Juno, Cigar, and the Miles. Oh! Annabelle wakes up all the units so he can land this 3-turn defense break at the moment from ISMOO.
Very interesting choice from ISMOO. He wants to delete units, and he has deleted a unit.
Yeah, that damage coming from Dominic was no joke. Masha doing a small touch-up on Cigar, taking him out of this field. Annabelle has the heal. Skill 1 also sleeps. Goes for the skill 1 sleep on Miles. Misses the sleep, but gets an additional turn. Misses the sleep again. Masha is about to take a turn. Fast link onto the Juno, doing some serious damage. Dominic doesn't care about Elemental, takes out this Juno out of this match.
Wow, wow. What a fast match. What an exciting match. I really like that pickup of the Annabelle from ISMOO, to be honest, because Annabelle did really well against elements that are on JANZELOT's side of the field. And of course, she brought that slow that managed to amplify Masha's damage, because Masha's damage increases as the difference between her own speed and the enemy's speed increases.
This match looks well decided for ISMOO. ISMOO taking out the third set, giving him an advantage at 2-1.
Oh, I mean, this is a page turner. This is exciting.
Yes,
we see there as well ISMOO taking the second game in lightning quick speed there as well. You mentioned Annabelle. We had the likes of Masha, Dominic. I mean, the damage that ISMOO was able to deal there as well, Baus, was simply... It was just too much for JANZELOT in the last game.
It was incredible. We saw Pink Croy's Dominic damage. We're seeing ISMOO's Dominic damage being surely almost as incredible as well. With the defense break and the brand, that setup just allows him to delete a unit just like that, with Masha following up as well, of course. Having access to both Masha and Dominic makes a huge difference, and I wonder if JANZELOT is going to try and steal one of those units away from ISMOO to disrupt that combination.
I mean, that's what he's going to have to do now, Killer, isn't it? JANZELOT's going to have to put all his eggs into this one basket, because this is the last chance he has here to remain in the competition. As we know, it's already 2-1 up to ISMOO. It's a best of 5. Gets that next game, ISMOO, and then JANZELOT's out. ISMOO is back into the finals, into the Europe Cup, where he was last year. He's back there again. JANZELOT, what's his strategy? What's he doing? How's he moving things forward?
Whatever he did in that first match earlier today, where he came back from 0 all the way to 3, he just has to repeat that same method, that same formula going into this next match. And it's possible, and it's doable.
We may have to rebrand him the Comeback King. That could be that could be the new nickname. We'll see if it does happen again. Let us know in the chat who's going to do it. Is it ISMOO or JANZELOT? Let us know. But it's straight back into the action here, and it is game 4 of this first semi-final matchup.
Summoners all around the world. This is match point for ISMOO. Best out of 5. JANZELOT is 1. ISMOO is 2. Pre-bans are in. We've got the Marsha and the Oliver not getting any gameplay. This a match with JANZELOT picking up that first draft with the Praha.
Really interesting early Praha, especially because he pre-banned the Masha. No surprise about the pre-ban of Oliver. He didn't really have to pre-ban the Masha, but I think that's just because he wants that AoE strip for his Chitang Desheng, which is now available in this match.
And ISMOO picking up the Juno and the Dominic. And Boss says Chitang Desheng. JANZELOT listens to him, picks up that Chitang Desheng and the Cigar for the third unit.
Nice pick up of the Juno from ISMOO. He was expecting that Chitang Desheng, and I wonder if JANZELOT should have picked up that Juno first pick instead of the Praha, because Juno counters Chitang Desheng and sets him up.
There we go. It's all about the right moves. ISMOO picking up that Changpang and the Wusa as his third and fourth unit. JANZELOT responding with the Mokwol and the Vertihill.
That's right, the Mokwol, one of JANZELOT's signature units. He manages to make it work sometimes. He doesn't always manage to make it work. I wonder if it will. He has a really high base speed. I wonder if it's a spare Mokwol, but absolutely it's going to set up nicely for the Chitang Desheng. I'm thinking a Chitang Desheng ban might be in order. The Vertihill, though, of course, a really nice counter to the wounds, though.
Yeah, we saw ISMOO picking up that Dark Pure Vanilla Cookie and then winking at JANZELOT in the camera feed, but he picked and he took it back out, put Tsarion, switched to Tsarion for Miles. Miles has been locked in. The bans are about to come in.
I'm really disappointed we have not seen the Dark Pure Vanilla Cookie in action yet, because that is something that Vertihill cannot revenge against, but of course his base speed is much lower than the Wunsa.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Match point for ISMOO. Wunsa taking that first turn, obviously with that high base speed. Ooh,
wow.
Mokwol cuts in, doesn't get his attack bar pushed back, goes for the immunity and the taunt.
Oh my goodness, what a match. The Mokwol, I think, was on Nemesis on quite low HP to cut after the Wunsa. I'm guessing he knew that ISMOO had the Wunsa as a possibility, so he built this really interesting tech. But is it enough? Because he must have built it on quite a squishy build in order to cut, and the Dominic is able to take him out quite easily.
Yeah, that Dominic doing some serious damage with his improvisation weakness. Shot. Here we go. Chi Tank Deshang goes for the sleep and the pushback.
Indeed, but the Juno is still on the field, and the Windsor resisted the strip from the Wind and Bison, luckily for ISMOO. However, is the Juno going to be enough to take this match? Because there's a Praha that is going to be able to help JANZELOT take out that Juno at some point.
There we go. Oh, additional turn for the Qtang Deshang. He chooses to use skill 1. Everyone missing turns because they're just waking up from that sleep. Praha skill 1 onto that Juno. Fire into the Qtang Deshang. Cigar goes for the provoke, misses the provoke. Serious matter. Oh, what happened to Changpeng missing a turn? There we go. All or nothing from Qtang Deshang.
Indeed, and the Praha with artifacts is doing some serious damage onto the Juno. It's all going to be about this Juno, and if she manages to land some dispersion, she landed one there just now, but it's much more crucial for her to stun the Qtang Deshang if she can.
Very interesting from JANZELOT, missing, not using Giant's Net from Qtang Deshang because the unit. Oh, additional turn for the Changpeng. Serious Matter is a game changer, and he goes with the Serious Matter, pushes back the attack bar. Juno has the opportunity now, takes the opportunity, takes that Qtang Deshang. Wunsa trying to sleep that with Praha. Praha trying to kill that Juno, revenges, gets attack bar, gets another turn.
Changpeng procs the story of the day once again. This time, Changpeng procking out of the crowd control into Serious Matter. Lets ISMOO swing the direction of the game in his direction. This is why this unit is so powerful. Of course, the Juno was still there and doing her thing, landing a few stuns, being really difficult to kill, and doing a lot of additional damage as well, which is always nice.
That was so close with the Wunsa almost taking out that Cigar. There we go. ISMOO moves on to the finals and into Seoul, Korea as well.
Yeah, he's done it, baby! The first finalist of the day. ISMOO beats out JANZELOT, who put up an incredible fight there.